Yeah, man. Hope that guy can appreciate you guys being out here for us. Especially me, all this gear, you know? Why is it turned sideways? That's weird. Like, what? Oh, it's because my phone's turned sideways. I'll fix it here shortly, guys. Give me a moment. Boom. Problem solved. Let's go. Technology, man. Sometimes it gives you a headache. Slowly. Have a good one, guys. Oh, dude, thank you. I'm all over on this, focused on that. Thank you. I need this. Thank you. I knew I forgot my drink, guys. Lovely officers over there. Here we go, guys. Almost forgot my drink, y'all. Probably can't get too close because of the music, but you know, I don't care. They mute it, I don't care. It's live right now. Sugar highs are the darling indeed. There's Abel. There they are. Hey, how are you, man? It's my hands are wet. Long time no see. Yeah, so I was hearing them chant like crazy earlier. Some guy got blood all over. Oh, jeez. They kept pushing forward. They were actually getting closer to you. So people didn't back up. Like, oh, jeez. Be arrested. Can I get arrested for assault? Yeah. It's like
Oh, that's
40
that's
bucks.
that's tough.
Well,
Yeah. Smart tax dollars too, right?
yeah. So, um,
That's why I have the body cam too, just in case if they break this.
yeah.
I got this on camera, you know. I get it on
Right.
camera.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, it's like if I ever go out by myself, I have to have at least two, one on me and one in my hand.
Right. Of course, I dressed fine. Breathing this morning now it's boiling. Yeah, I take this off.
You guys don't know, I was just talking with one of my editors. Hey, how's it going? Okay, that's fine. Hey, how you doing, man? My hands are just wet from holding the drink, so it's not gonna take no one's hand. Glad to see you out here, man. Following her everywhere, huh? Yeah, that's what's up. There's Abel and yeah. Oh, okay. Never heard of them.
Okay. Then there's 6 alone over there.
Well, if they ever run out of speakers, I don't know. I'll do it for free. I don't care. I'm here till 4. I have to be back in my car by 4 o'clock because I have to leave by 4:15. That's how much I pay for it. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a close-up shot of all of them. Hey, Chloe. How are you? I'm good. It's on the camera today. Working the camera. Live right now on YouTube, so everyone gets to hear y'all. I got my little quick microphone, so I'll pick some more good stuff. How have you been?
I've been doing awesome.
That's good to
I'm pretty
hear.
excited.
I am too. I am too. I can't wait for all you guys to go up and speak and stuff. It'd be pretty cool. Can't wait for that. It's gonna be good. Glad to see everyone's here. And I ran into a couple of our old rally mates the last time up to Starbucks. I was like, hey, I know you. I don't remember your name, but I know your face. Oh, I'm glad that I was able to make it. And I kind of leave here about like 12:15. That's when I have like a baseball party. So I won't be here for too long, but long enough. So
I'm glad to hear.
I'm glad that you guys are here too. Very glad. I'm here to support you guys in any way possible. Man, I ran through so many floods. I drove through. Wait till you see the dash cam footage that I have. I'm gonna show that. You're gonna go, what, you drove through that?
Yeah, there was a crazy storm last night, and it was really noisy.
Yeah,
It was kind of hard. It was difficult to sleep through.
I sleep through almost anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of a heavy sleeper, but it takes.
Oh, of course. I'm gonna move over a little bit so I can get a good shot. Pardon me. Everybody, seems like we're about to get started here. Oops, sorry guys. Bump the camera. Good. No zoom. Not this one.
Good afternoon. My name is Erin Friday, and I am a Democrat of 30 years. I voted for same-sex marriage. I am also the co-lead of our an international group of parents of gender-questioning kids or formerly trans-identified kids. We are non-religious and we are not partisan. The vast majority of our membership are Democrats or former Democrats who left the party because of gender ideology. Our message is not one of hate, but of love. Love of reality. Love of one's body as perfectly imperfect as it is without drugs and surgeries. And love of children and vulnerable adults. Sunday is the third annual DeTrans Awareness Day. We are recognizing that day today here at California State Capitol to raise awareness that gender affirmative care is harming thousands of children and young adults. We are here to honor the brave detransitioners who are subjected to hate and threats from those who want to deny their existence, who say that their stories are lies or some mystic gender journey, who say that they are speaking up for political reasons, and worse, for stardom, as the Sacramento Bee reported without evidence. Detransitioners would readily turn back time and undo the harms that were perpetrated on them by the mental health and medical communities. They don't want to be here. They don't want center stage, but they are compelled to be here. Compelled because they don't want what happened to them to happen to others. Just yesterday, Norway announced that puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries for children and young people are experimental and not evidence-based. England, Finland, and Sweden in the last year had already come to that same conclusion. France is not far behind, nor is Australia. But here in the US, the American Academy of Pediatrics, on the basis of a non-peer-reviewed article, refuses to acknowledge Europe's about face. Instead, the AAP doubles and triples down, stating that children have the capacity to consent to irreversible puberty blockers, hormones, and surgeries. That children can consent to sterilization, amputation of healthy body parts, and loss of sexual function. Because not doing so will result in their suicide. I work with hundreds of parents who have refused to subject their children to experimental drugs and surgeries, and none of their children have committed suicide. But 2 of the 315 children who were transitioned at the alleged most prestigious pediatric gender clinics in the US have tragically ended their lives post-social and medical transitions. If transitioning kids is so life-saving, why is California making it so easy and inexpensive as suicide rates for those under 24 continue to climb year after year? Here in California, my party, the Democrats, are pushing more bills that will force parents to transition their gender-confused kids instead of telling them that they are perfect just how they are. My party, the so-called party of science, is ignoring what is happening in Europe. The 11 studies that conclude that if you just let the child grow up and go through puberty, that they will have upwards to 88% chance of being comfortable in their natural body. My party, the Democrats, has proposed a bill, AB 957, that will instruct judges in custody battles to prefer the parents who will sterilize their child. My party wants to punish a parent who refuses to turn his child into a lifelong medical patient. My party, the Democrats, the party that has laws against vaping, tobacco products, and tanning beds for minors, has proposed AB 5 that will require all teachers to be further indoctrinated into gender ideology so that they can create more gender confused kids behind parents' backs. That as the number of trans identified kids and young adults rise, so will the number of detransitioners. My party, the Democratic Party, has proposed a bill, AB 665, that will permit the state to take your child age 12 and older if a counselor merely thinks it's appropriate. The parents need not be accused of abuse. They don't get to defend themselves before the child is gone. That means that a 12-year-old gender confused child can go to school and not return that day. Instead, that child can be held and housed in an LGBTQ facility. And those parents will have the arduous, if not impossible task of getting their child back. My party is doing everything to ensure that a whole generation of children is harmed, scarred, and sterilized in the name of equity and inclusion, in the name of gender ideology, a new religion. I ask my party, no, I beg my party, listen to the detransitioners, take a step back and listen and stop passing laws that destroy children's futures and families. My party needs to stop creating the DeTrans community, the community that we recognize, support, and thank today. Thank you.
You're welcome, Barry.
Now I'm going to introduce Chloe Cole, a California young, brave, amazing woman.
Whether you're with me or against my cause, I'm very thankful for all of you who have shown up today to listen. This event is not about politics. It is not about left or right or about parties. It is about a group of people that has been harmed by the healthcare industry. You may hear that detransitioners don't exist, or that clinically they are not significant, that transgender people only detransition because of societal or social pressures or because they can't find work, or because it's too difficult, or because they don't have support from their friends or family or those around them. This is not true. How many transgender people actually turn out to regret their transitions? We don't know. We don't know yet because we are not being listened to. I've been told several times that what happened to me was all my fault, that I was 13, not 5, and that I should have known exactly what I was doing to myself, that I didn't deserve parents who loved me enough, who cared about me enough to let me go through with the medical transition at the age that I was. And that, in talking about my own experiences, I was harming the community of real transgender people who really need these treatments, and that I took their resources. And for a while, I didn't know how to fight back. I didn't know how to speak up. And I certainly didn't want to harm community people that I thought loved me, that I was a part of once. My name is Chloe, and I am female detransitioner from the Central Valley of California. And I transitioned and detransitioned all while I was still a minor. I started socially transitioning at the age of 12. And just 6 months after being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, I was put on puberty blockers and then testosterone. Just after the very end of my sophomore year, when I was 15 years old, when I was 16, I had my breast permanently removed. It wasn't very long after that I realized that these treatments, I thought, were going to help me. Were going to make me whole and happy and healthy. Were harming me in reality and taking away opportunities from me as an adult. And I didn't have the capacity as a child to understand what any of this really meant, what permanence really meant. We often hear stories of successful transitions, of transgender people who are happy. And but you'll never hear stories like mine of people whose health is failing, whose bodies and minds are falling apart from the aftermath of transition. Even from the doctors, you'll never be given a full list of the possible complications that could result from these procedures. And within the community, transitioning, both medically and socially, is presented as this wonderful, wholesome experience that's all rainbows and unicorns and stars. But it's not. It is a lifelong decision that will affect every single aspect of your life, from your physical health to your sexual function, to your relationships in school, and at work, with your family. To your cognition, to your ability to have children. There is not a single child out there that is able to comprehend just what any of this will mean. I'm fighting against this not because I'm bigoted or because I hate any one group of people. I do it out of love and out of concern for other people like me, for other young girls and boys and vulnerable adults. I believe that no child should ever be subjected to life-changing procedures that take away their ability to have children, their ability to bond with those children, and to create a family, to bond with those around them. And even in adults, the standard of care we have for dysphoric patients is simply that they don't kill themselves. There is not a single other course of treatment where that is the standard. I am not the only one, my friend. I ask you all to open your hearts and your minds. Let go of your pride and your prejudices. And listen to the stories of the dozens, of the hundreds, of the thousands of people like me. I am one of just a few DeTrans who are speaking here today. But there are many more who you can find online. There are many more even beyond that who haven't found the strength, who don't have it in them to speak out.
Incredible, Chloe. So raw, so honest, and so truthful. I'd like to invite Prisha. You ready? I'd like to introduce Prisha.
Hi, my name is Misha. I'll introduce myself first. I started socially transitioning very high dose of testosterone, which was my parents. My doctors thought that I was recovering because the testosterone lost pounds a year, and they touted this as cured. I was also diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, a disorder characterized by having no sense of self and actually having more mirror neurons than the average person and copying others to survive. I fell victim to two social contagions and cults. The first one was anorexia, and I was in the trenches of the pro-ana community before the trans community found me. They told me that all of my problems were because I was born in the wrong body. Even my sexual assault, which I was under the impression only happened to girls. When I turned 18, my birthday present to myself was my mom. I was happy because I lost pounds today, but I was severely mentally ill and anorexic at the time at which I was giving informed consent. My therapist had to ask me what my name was, what year it was, and who the president was, and I didn't always know. I was literally out of touch with reality. But I'm not just here to speak on behalf of myself. I'm just a story. In fact, I don't want to be here. The only thing scarier than being here is imagining this happening to other children and mentally ill people. This is a gender war. It's a cult, and children and mentally ill people are on the front lines, going straight down the conveyor belt to the altar to cut off body parts. It's horrible, it's heinous, and it's not right. Parents are being lied to who are vulnerable with suicidal children and being told that if they don't affirm, medicalize, mutilate, and sterilize their child, that child will kill themselves. And it's just not true. I had already attempted suicide by drowning before my transition, and this was held as proof over my parents that they weren't transitioning me fast enough. Transitioning has been much harder than transitioning. When I was transitioning, I was love bombed by a community that told me they were my family. They told me to leave my natal family and that they didn't love me and that anyone who wasn't affirming me wanted me dead. As a child and a mentally ill person and someone who wanted myself dead, I fully believed it when adults told me that there were others out there hunting me down and wanting to kill me. But I just want you to know if you're here not on our side, we don't hate you. In fact, I love trans people and gender nonconforming people. I don't believe they deserve to be experimented on for what they're going through. They deserve better. You deserve a better standard of care than just not kill yourself. That's surviving. That's not living. Thank you. Okay, gosh. Luca?
My name is Luca I, and I'm a female detransitioner. Just, I guess, to give a little background, I was a mentally ill teenager who had been groomed and preyed upon and sexually exploited online to the point of authorities getting involved. I spiraled into a hatred of myself and my body and was told that it was just because I was a boy born in the wrong body and that this would fix me. I was affirmed down a path where I wasn't given any other choice as to what would help me. The very first medical intervention I ever had was a double mastectomy at 16. And then a few months later, I was put on testosterone. I'm now 21, and I will live with the impacts of that so-called care for the rest of my life. In the past 4 or 5 months, I have watched as my body has fallen apart in front of me. My joints constantly hurting, my vocal cords aching, watching as parts of me atrophy away before my very eyes. And yet at 16, they looked me in the eyes and they told me this was care. They told me it would save me. Despite the fact I was never suicidal, my parents were baited with the idea of would you rather have a dead daughter or a living son? Bullied into going along with it. Their biggest crime being trusting those who they thought took an oath to do no harm. It's not about hate detransitioning. It never has been. It's about keeping kids whole. I've worked with children. I've seen them explore the world. And I've seen that magic that they have. And doing something like transitioning them takes that away. How can you look me in the eyes and tell me that a child can consent to being chained to an experimental medical industry before they're even old enough to drive or understand the impacts of what that means in the first place? Kids deserve to be kids. They deserve to get to explore the world as a safe and loving place. And if you're telling me it's not, then it is our job as the adults now to make that for them. It's time for the adults in the room to stand up and protect kids, because those who took an oath to do no harm have failed. Kids deserve it. And I'm here because I want to be the kind of adult that I needed when I was younger. I needed protection, not medicine and surgery. I needed actual help and to learn that it's okay to be uncomfortable during puberty. I needed to be safe, not affirmed down a path that led me to where I am now. Keep kids whole. This isn't about hate. It's about letting kids be kids, and it's letting them have a chance at life. Defend their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness by letting them get to adulthood, letting them have a chance, because they deserve it. Each and every one of them, regardless of how they turn out, they deserve that chance.
Thank you so much, Luca. Abel, come on up. Abel is a Californian who left our state. One wonders why.
Hi everyone, my name is Abel Garcia. Like Aaron said, I'm originally here from California. Early 26, spent 22 years of my life here. I love my state. I'm saddened to see my state going down this path. Now, I've left the state of California. I'm here right now in Texas. Better state. Sorry, guys. All right, so well, let me tell you who I am, what's happened to me, and overall everything. So, I'm the son of an illegal immigrant, came to here to California. Due to that, my father was working nonstop, working in the fields in Central California. I never really got to see him growing up because he was working. So I was raised by my grandparents mostly. I've always been a very quiet kid, shy, timid, stayed to myself. I guess all of that, plus my father being away, as well being raised by my mother, I didn't feel comfortable as a young man. That for some reason, as a little kid, I must have assumed if I'm not good enough to be a man, I should have been born a woman. But again, that's the words of a little kid. Doesn't really know much. I didn't really do anything until after high school, after I graduated and went to college in Southern California. Obviously, my childhood question kept following me all the way up to adulthood. Eventually, I was referred to a local health, spoke to a therapist, and the first thing that I heard from this therapist happened. Yes, you are a trans woman. She had my letter to transition right away, and she did not want to gatekeep me. Now, I am grateful that before I did anything, I did take a step back and I gave myself a few rules. I didn't want to rush into surgery. I didn't want to rush into anything, which looking back now, I'm glad I did that. I'd probably be worse off a couple of the different options. But back to the story. Um, eventually, my father got a hold of this, and being Mexican, unfortunately, he only had one way of fixing it. I will say, to keep it PG. We drove to Mexico, and $100 with a prostitute seemed accurate enough for him to fix the issue. Now, I don't recall most of that. I don't want to remember that. But one thing that did stick out to my mind that time, he told the prostitute, "Cuídalo bien, es su primera vez. Take good care of him, it's his first time." Looking back now, yes, that's kind of what my father said. But now we've rebuilt a relationship, and he's with all of them, so I'll give him credit for credit's due. I didn't realize it then, but that was a trauma in my life that made me want to transition because I was only 19, never really felt comfortable as a young man, and you're tossed into that situation by your own father whose only job is to protect you. Like, that's insane. I'm sorry to say it, but my dad's a low insane on that end. A few months after that, I ran away from my parents' home and accepted the letter for hormones. Started my transition socially and medically. And when I finally got to see my doctor, because before I can transition, I had to see a doctor. The thing that was the most odd about my interaction with him is he had a transgender male to female activist at the office. I spoke to them, and the thing that they had me to do was stand up, do a little twirl for him, and he told me, yes, I was supposed to be a woman. I'm 19, I'm a legal adult. But that's weird, even for two men to say. But maybe I'm just crazy. um, After that, my transition went pretty quickly. A few months after that, I got my name and gender changed. Not even a year on hormones, I saw a medical professional and I told him I only wanted implants. But he gave me a letter for bottom surgery. For those who don't know what that is, for a man, that is removing my genitals and creating a fake vagina. That's all it is. It's a hole, empty hole. I'm kind of glad I didn't do that, and I'm kind of glad I listened to myself because probably right now I'd be with that completely sterile, castrated, and probably worse off. Well, only a few months after I had the implants, I was unfortunately removed from the transgender community, and that's because I was volunteering with my local police department, and they did not like that. I'm kind of glad that happened because looking back now, if that didn't happen, I'd probably be on the other side of the fence yelling at you guys. But because that day they didn't like what I was asking, which were very simple questions, and eventually I got excommunicated, kicked out of the community, canceled, whatever you want to call it, and it spiraled me into a depression. I battled alcoholism for a while. I woke up one day from life in his face asking me, what am I doing with the rest of my life? After that, I realized I was never going to be a woman. I was just going to be a man doing a caricature of what I believed a woman was. I would have just been a man without a penis, with breast implants, with who knows how much plastic surgery, long hair, makeup. Would have just been a man in the end. But
When I eventually went back to my therapist, someone who affirmed me as a woman, and I told her I think I made a mistake. She told me no, it's because I just had surgery, and this timeline was only 3 months, by the way. She said it's just recovering from surgery. I had childhood traumas that I still hadn't dealt with, and that's why I wanted to detransition. No, she's insane on that. I obviously stopped seeing her after that. Found a second therapist. He was maybe a little crazy as well. This California, I'm sorry guys, but it's crazy here. But yeah, he was the same as crazy. To make that one shorter, after getting my medical records from him, he told me I should not be too cavalier with my gender identity regarding my detransition because I don't know the potential harmful side effects of what could happen to my body if I detransition. Now, I'm a little crazy, I'm gonna admit that, but that seems even odd for me. Like, why would you tell me that when I want to detransition, but not when I'm transitioning? But it's fine. Eventually, I lost hope, but I found a therapist, a third one, and he was able to help me. Unfortunately, under California law, he is technically a criminal as he performed quote unquote conversion therapy on me. And I'm gonna tell you guys, conversion therapy with me and him was just we're talking. Why do I want to do this? Why did I do what I did? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? That's conversion therapy in California. But we eventually got everything approved after a lot of roadblocks. And I've detransitioned socially and everything by December 2020. And since I've detransitioned, obviously I've noticed my health has been failing. My back is now starting to hurt. My arms are starting to hurt. My hands are hurting. My eyesight is going. I can't even see anymore. So your signs are a little hard to read. I'm gonna say it now. And besides that, tremors on half of my body, the left side. I have atrophy of my genitals, which is just means they're very, very tight. Due to that, urinary difficulties is what I have as well. And I don't know what else I have aside that. Well, memory loss. I forgot memory loss. Well, perfect time. I'm just gonna say that. But besides that, I really don't know what else is happening to my body. No one knows what's going on. I am scared. I'm traumatized from doctors, therapists, everyone. So I personally, I need to be directed to a doctor if I need to see what's wrong. But good luck to whoever's doing that job. But one thing I will add is that because we already had one activist here yell at us earlier, and we have all of them to the left of us and the far the back. I will add on to what Chloe said. I don't hate anyone, honestly. I have empathy. I have sadness for these people because they're lost. They are killing themselves slowly with poison every single day. If I was as hateful as they were, I wouldn't be here speaking out, telling them, like, hey, take a step back, slow down. You're hurting yourself, but I get where they're coming from. They're in an ideology, they're in a cult, and it's not easy to be kicked out of that. So we all agree children should not be experimented on. I personally believe 25 and younger shouldn't even be experimented on. Your brain's still developing at that point, but I will say if you're 26 and older and you wish to harm yourself, you're welcome to do that, but I think we need to have reasonable guidelines, at least for this, because I was affirmed on my first appointment. I'm pretty sure everyone here who has transitioned, and even those on the other side, were transitioned pretty quickly. And even for California, that's insane. But give it a few years of therapy, give it a lot of other stuff, but don't prove it that same day. Don't have a roadblock from step 1 to 100 on what you're going to do, because unfortunately these people, they're chasing a high that they aren't realizing it, because they say they just want hormones. They want people to accept them, but even when they get that, we're in California, everyone accepts them. Okay, a majority accept them. They're still accepted. They get everything. And I'm just gonna say this now. California, I'm sorry guys, but you guys did pay for everything for me. Taxpayers, I'm sorry. So if that happened to me, taxpayers are paying for these people to transition. It was a miracle that my insurance actually covered it to detransition, because they did not want to. The only price tag I ever got actually from my surgeon was $30,000 just to remove the implants. I didn't have that money. I don't have that money. So just that gives you guys an idea how much taxpayers are losing on just someone like me. But I will say I'm glad to be standing here with all the young ladies who just spoke earlier. There's not a lot of us out here willing to put our faces and names out there, because when we do, we get credible death threats. So thank you, security, for keeping us safe. And give me a second, I'm sorry. These activists, they need proper help. They need to get out of their cults. We're not here, quote unquote, committing a genocide like they claim. If that was true, I'm not even going to finish that sentence actually. But we need to have proper healthcare for everyone, because I don't know what's going on. And no, neither does anyone here. So what do you guys expect from us? If we don't know and these activists are lied to, these doctors that are captured, we're lost. I'm sorry. But I do appreciate everyone's time.
Thank you, Abel. Sierra, you ready? Thank you, Sierra, for traveling so far to be here today.
I didn't plan on speaking today. I wish I didn't have to be the person out here telling you guys this. I started transition whenever I was in high school. I was the last year of high school, actually. My friend had recently adopted a non-binary identity and explained to me what it meant when you don't feel like a boy or a girl. I thought this made sense for me. I didn't feel like I felt I didn't feel like I belonged with boys or girls. I adopted they them pronouns, and I also called myself asexual because I was a middle schooler. Of course, I did not feel a sexual attraction yet. Around this time, a very inappropriate sexual rumor had spread about me around the entire school. I was being harassed for it by female families. This did not affect me well mentally. It was humiliating. I very fluctuated a lot. I was very confused. I helped start our school with GSA. Sex. I feel horrible for creating that place. And I hope that no one in it gets hurt like I was. When I got out of high school and even before I got out of high school, I really wanted top surgery. I hated my breasts. It became very uncomfortable whenever I was on my cycle, and they were very sensorily uncomfortable for me too, because I'm autistic. We scheduled an appointment at 19 with Planned Parenthood. I did not tell my dad. I was living with my dad at the time, but I did not tell him. I went by myself. Planned Parenthood. I talked to them for about an hour. I told them I never felt like I fit in with boys or girls. I was really depressed and I was isolating myself in my room. They threw me on antidepressants for this. Did not care why I was depressed. They also threw me on spectrum. I got one blood test, despite health issues that I dealt with then, and now I deal with even more so now because of the effects of hormones. I was on testosterone for about half a year. I now deal with chronic pain, sexual dysfunction, in around my entire body, and no doctors know how to help me. I have had 2 scopes of my throat, 50 different results each time. I have been on, say, 12 medications now. No one knows what's wrong. I have no one to go to. I have no health care, and I'm in chronic pain just by talking. Whenever I would drive in the car with my mom, I would always plug my phone to the aux cord and we would sing musicals together. And that was something I enjoyed more than almost anything in the world. I was told my voice would function like a male voice when I went on testosterone. It's not functioned as a female voice or a male voice now. It barely functions at all. I don't know where to go. I have had to make several ER trips. I have been in such pain. It feels like someone is trying to rip my cords out with their bare hands. There are no medications that have worked so far. I have had lots of steroids put into me for the pain I've been in. I have had oral lidocaine, and it has provided me very little relief. I would just like to say that I see you and I care about you and you are not alone. I do not want to be here right now. If I could, I would go back and I would never go into that building. I've talked to so many people that are scared because they don't know how to tell their friends they're detransitioning. Because there's a stigma around it. There's a stigma around detransitioning. And doubt is considered internalized transphobia. Anything is considered internalized transphobia. You cannot doubt yourself. I would just like to say, by society that hates women. Thank you.
Okay, I hope that you guys are energized to fight. Right? We gotta fight against gender ideology. We have to link arms. We have to put our differences aside and we have to fight. We don't have to be here anymore. Next person I'm going to introduce is Liz again. She wasn't going to speak, but she feels the power of all the people who are coming forward. She wants you to hear her story.
Hi, I am another detransitioner from the Central Valley area, and I feel it's necessary to put a voice to this issue. I began transitioning at the age of 12. Not even a year later, I was signed off and prescribed testosterone. Only a month after my 13th birthday, I had a double mastectomy. I was in 8th grade. It's just been really weighing on me, the fact that I was a mentally ill child and I was able to consent to removing my breasts permanently. And I also heard more or less. I've heard more people telling me I would regret this tattoo than I would regret getting my breasts permanently removed at such a young age. So that is why I felt necessary to speak.
We have more protections about bras in the state of California than we do about human bodies. More protections about tobacco products than we do about human bodies. Next person I want to introduce, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting her yet. We met online. Her name is Danny. I don't even know what she looks like, where she is. Is she here? There she is. All right. Come on up, Danny. Another Californian. We got caught up in the gender post. I didn't plan for this at all. I got into this in the 1980s. 1981 is that. And I did it all on my own. I learned about it from the library. I read Hidden by Jan. And I thought, well, you know, this could be me. Because I actually did have all the signs of being a transsexual from a very young age. And I was autistic. That's why I have all this stuff. I went to a very good program for autism as an adult. And that has helped me to be able to accept that I can be whatever I want, and the body is still, doesn't matter what the body looks like, you're still you. You can change it, but it's not going to change you. But the hormones and so on, that will change your health, it'll change your life. And I don't want to be taken advantage of either by those pharmaceutical companies. You know, during COVID, it really got me that they're not doing us anything. I got rid of all doctors. I don't go to them. I dropped the health insurance. I started treating myself with essential herbs, you know, like herbs and essential oils. My health is excellent now. I take absolutely nothing except supplements and iodine. Iodine is really good. So I was an autistic child. I was
Can y'all hear it now?
From other people. And I think it's really interesting, this autism angle for this. This is biological. That somehow, but it's very interesting to link between autism. I would like to get more into the biology kind of it. But see, I didn't have the social media thing when I did it. They made me go for an entire year as a male without doing any hormones. I had to change my name. I had to live as a boy, and I did. I actually stuck in there for a couple decades. Changed my name. Then they considered hormones. Took the hormones, but I'm already too aggressive. I wasn't into losing my hair. I wasn't into getting acne, and I had the void rage really bad. So I knew that the hormones weren't good for my health. And that's the main reason why I'm here, is because I did this a long time ago, and I came to the realization on my own that it's killing your body. It's just so fucking dangerous. And that's really all I have to say about it. Thank you for having me. It's the first time I ever did anything like this. We know that gender ideology gets mixed up with autism. There's a clear and direct line to that. California did this before. California has a history of sterilizing mentally unwell people. California sterilized Black people. It sterilized people in prison. We've done this before. We've seen this game again. All in the name of nothing authentic about taking drugs and surgery. Nothing. The next person I'm going to introduce, again, I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting her before. Her name is Mo, and she's a Californian. Come on up, Mo.
Hi, I'm Mo. I missed this by a very I was in eighth grade. I was very dysphoric. I really wanted to be a doctor. Couple was talking about that at the time, but it hadn't been ruled out fast yet. So it didn't accessible to me. And so I didn't get them. And that was where it ended. I kind of got forward to community over the next couple of years, stopped fixating on it so much. And by 17, I could go out yeah, it is possible. And just not having it meds accessible is a really good first step that they take. Thank you.
Stories of desistance are true. My parent group, we wrote letters to the AAP asking them to stop this. 37 out of 65 of those letters were written by parents of desisters. That means that those parents held the line and said no to the doctors, no to the surgeons. Those children, like Mo, ended up growing out of their dysphoria, and now they're adults with all their body parts intact. Our last speaker today is going to be Excellentic. She again is a desister. You might know her online. If you don't, look her up. She's legendary. Come on up.
Hello. So my name is Excellentic. I make a lot of videos about this. The reason that I do is that back when I was in college, I went to UC Berkeley where Judith Butler teaches, and I majored in gender and women's studies. And so I was steeped in it. And this was about 2009 to 2012, 2013-ish. I was identifying as a trans man, and everybody in my social circle was also identifying as that. And we were all making decisions about what sorts of treatments we wanted. I went on it wasn't testosterone, but it was a hormone treatment that is commonly prescribed for gender affirming reasons. And then people very close to me had their breasts removed, went on testosterone, and I saw how it changed them. I saw how it made one person in particular just aggressive and irrational. And I always thought that only women could be trans men and that it was about expressing yourself. But it got to a point where I realized that people around me truly believed that we needed to change society to enable this pretense that they had actually become male in some way or were always male in some way. And that really hit home when I had an argument about whether there should be whether male specific research should include trans men but not include trans women in the name of political correctness. And I just realized how unbelievably dangerous that was. I went through a period where I contemplated having my own breast removed, where I was encouraged by people in my life, and encouraged is probably the wrong word, but I was having other mental health struggles at the time that were attributed to the fact that I had not prioritized my own transition. And that somehow if I had done that, that would have fixed it. That would have solved the panic attacks that I was having for complex reasons. And so I was able to avoid a lot of those because I had a medical understanding from my own other histories, and was able to reason through it. I had a non-gender therapist who would help me reason through it, and I was able to just avoid a lot of that. And so I make videos now to try to educate other people so that they can make those choices that I made and they can be fully informed. I look at this informed consent documents and I see that they rarely mention, for instance, that testosterone is a carcinogen. If they do mention that it's a carcinogen, they act like it's a very limited carcinogen. It only causes liver cancer. I saw one They tell them that their heart attack risk will just shift to the male norms when that's not at all true. One study found that women on testosterone have 4 times the rate of heart attack as women not on testosterone and twice the rate as men. So it's women are not men. And when you look at the proportions of the heart, you look at the width of the walls of the heart, for instance, how narrow the arteries are in women compared to men. We're not small men. And so when you give someone a drug that enlarges the muscles, that's enlarging the muscles of the artery and that's constricting the space, it's increasing the amount of red blood cells. And it's just, you see a similar problem actually in people with dwarfism. They have much higher rates of heart attack much earlier in life because they are not shrunk down. Humans are supposed to be a particular size and a particular kind of balance to have optimal long-term health. For that reason, you can't just switch it. And so, as other people have come up and said today, we talked about their complications and their long-term problems that they were not part of, that they did not anticipate, that they now have to live with. I hope that everybody's reflecting on just the incredible trauma that has been inflicted on these young people by doctors who should have known better and who were reckless and religiously motivated by this idea that some sort of gender deity would not have put the soul in the wrong body if there wasn't a way out that was healthy. And from that absurd premise that you can actually switch and have it be real in some way, that humans are clownfish, for instance, and then we can actually do that. All of these experimental procedures have just kind of been added on. As you see people getting foot shrinking surgeries, and clavicle shrinking surgeries. There's facial masculinization surgery I've talked about, where they're actually taking pieces of women's ribs and moving it to the trachea so that they can have an Adam's apple. Whereas for the men, they're shaving down the Adam's apple. And there's a YouTuber, Samantha Lux, who talks extensively about how ever since that happened, he can't generate the higher pitches that he used to be able to do. He can't sing anymore. And it's like, look, the larynx is an instrument. I'm a speech pathologist. That's my job. I know a lot about the larynx especially. And when you shave down the side of an instrument to make it look more dainty, and then you try to tighten the strings, it's going to collapse. It's going to fail. It's the shape it is for a reason. And everything that's happening in the larynx is happening in other structures of the body. The lack of development of puberty blockers in the larynx is causing lack of development of the same connective tissue matrices in the heart and in other organ systems. And the overgrowth of muscle that's happening from testosterone is happening in other organ systems. And it's unimaginable. Like I've been studying this for 2 years, very diligently, making videos of my progress as I go, reviewing literature, reviewing firsthand narratives. It's unfathomable how many problems attempting to do this causes throughout the body. And we're doing it for cosmetic reasons. So it's, yeah. So I want to talk also a little bit about the autism angle, because I mentioned I'm a speech pathologist. One thing that we do is look at social pragmatic communication disorder. And that's the aspect of autism that gives rise to these social difficulties that people with autism have. And I have a very high functioning form of autism that was treated for a bit in childhood. And it was called something else then, and it was then merged a few years ago. But fundamentally, because of the neurological differences, autistic people do not see themselves in the same way. They're so preoccupied with the sensory developmental differences that they don't see themselves as a unit. And a lot of things just don't click about how like they are, and therefore they don't understand how most other people are who are not autistic. And therefore they don't understand why interactions evolve the way they do. And so it's a lot easier to convince them that the reason they're having problems is that they should be the other sex, and they don't understand why that's not going to fix the problem. But it does encourage you to pretend. And for people who are especially very traumatized, pretending, wearing an elaborate costume, that can help you cope with the trauma as a crutch. And imagining that you are playing a role, that can kind of help you in social situations as a crutch. And so this is just, I feel it's very predatory.
towards people with that who really need better support to understand the true causes of their social difficulties, and you know, that sort of help is available. And I've worked really hard to get myself in a position where I can give what I was able to give myself and acquire myself and was given to me to other people who are going down this path, which is I describe as an assembly line that ends in a trash can. It's just same. Thank you.
So thank you again for coming out and supporting the detransitioners. On detransition, well, we're gonna call it month now. They have a month. We're gonna take a month. So I'm gonna ask all the brave detransitioners and desisters, if they wouldn't mind holding on to that banner, coming across the stage. Let's show the world that this is nonpartisan. This is a medical tragedy, that our tax dollars are being used to commit. Let's stop this now.
No problem, guys. That's what I'm here for. You guys will eventually hear my story, but I didn't want to do anything today. You guys didn't know I'm also a detransitioner. I just didn't want to speak. I'm here for them, the younger generation. You guys can find my stuff on the Epoch Times if you guys want to look for it. Here's the DJ Mike. Here's the MC. Eventually, if they have enough time, I'm going to try and get some personal interviews. So stick around. Here's the organizer. Go talk to her real quick. And you guys know, no problem for covering. And I'm sorry for my microphone. I don't know what the heck was going on with my mic. It was messed up earlier. So I apologize for that. I'll do better next time, I promise. Oh, I gotta catch her quick. Sorry, guys. No, I was not going to speak. Today's for them, mostly. I'm not one for the spotlight, so. I like the guy's sunglasses. You guys like the sunglasses? Hey, Abel, I got a couple of followers watching right now. They wanted to know if you can get a personal word with your friend. I'm trying to get a lot of them, but, you know. All right, guys, so this is perfect. You guys can hear him, right? This is Abel. Everyone say hi. They're all saying hi back. Live right now? Yes, we are live. The camera's up here. Yeah. Microphone's all on it. What question do you have? Guys, what question do you want? They want to know what more they can do to help you guys. Well, I think the only thing that can help us out is spread our stories, because besides me and everyone else here, we all have different stories. Some of us are currently in lawsuits, some of us need financial help with medical, and personally me, I need to be back to the doctor. But everyone has their own personal needs, so I will say that. Well, thank you. Just say hi to everybody and welcome, guys. We are out in Sacramento, California. And for DeTrans United, check out DeTrans Awareness Day.
Well, thank you so much, man. Hey, our interview will go up this month. I just been working on it, wanting to get it precise, like I did with Chloe's.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
it'll be up soon. It'll be up this month. I just been so busy with my own medical stuff. Hey, Peter, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. Peter Hernandez, everybody. Nice seeing you out here. Thanks for the support. Hey, I'll keep voting for you. I'll support you because I can't vote for you, but I'll support you. You're not in my district, so. Hey, I got you next time, though. Thank you for coming out. So who do you guys want to hear from? Who do you guys want to hear from? Who do you guys want to hear from? We got a couple of other ones. Chloe's up top. There's Miss Friday. Maybe she might not remember me, guys. Let's find out. Everybody. Hey, Miss Friday, you remember me? How are you doing? Yeah, I showed up because Chloe said that, you guys had a couple of speakers, and I was like, instead of speaking, I'm going to be behind the camera this time. So support everybody. So it's glad to see you. Next time you do one of these, let me know. I'll try and come out. I have been, but now I've gotten a lot of speaking arrangements now, and I wanted to make sure my speech was fluid first. So it took me practicing. So next time, okay? Oh yeah, totally. It's ticking. See, she did remember me. Let's go. My arm is getting tired, but that's okay. Oh, I can't put him on camera, unfortunately. I try to avoid certain people. Might have to go get lunch out here sometime soon. Oh wait, no, I brought lunch. Never mind. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, guys. I didn't mean to burp there. Switch my arms. Hey, I just want to say, I'm proud of you. I'm also a detransitioner, but I chose to be behind the camera instead. So thank you for coming out and speaking out. So
Thank you for being here
No problem. You stay strong. You did wonderful today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think so.
Okay.
You guys want to see the star of the show? I guess we call her the star, I guess. I don't know. Sweet old memories. Jones, I'll see you later, I guess. You heading out?
I gotta cover this public convention over here all weekend.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
gotta interview people on the way back. So, somebody's watching.
Yeah, I definitely know, man. Nice to see the wife's out here, too. Nice to see the wife's out here, too. Always supporting you.
My wife is.
Oh, she's not here today? Oh, I thought she was in the car. You know, 'cause she usually likes to hang by the car last time.
Yeah, last time she did. Yeah. She had to work because
Oh,
last
it's a
time it was
weekend.
on a weekend.
Yeah. Well, you drive safe, all right? The weather's getting pretty bad. Yeah, I'm going to be heading out here shortly in a little bit. I got about another hour or so before I got to get out. No, Tobias has not gotten a hold of me. I don't know. It better. I know, right? It better like be out 8K. You know. I know, right? Hey, we'll take care. All right. Nice seeing you again. You know, I'm gonna go ask Erin Friday real quick what we can do to help her, guys. Since I saw her, now she's like, look, there's the horses. Y'all see the horses? Oh, hi.
Did you interview me?
Sure. Wait, your name?
Lisa Disbrow?
Nice to meet you. I'm the Bacon Project. I'm also a detransitioner. Yeah, I just chose to be behind the camera instead of in front of the camera. I live everyone else's spotlight. I just
Let
do my
them
own
do
thing.
it,
Yeah,
and then you record it.
Yep.
So tell me again your name,
David.
and you.
I'm the host of the Bacon Project.
The Bacon Project.
Yep.
The Bacon Project. Tell me the significance of bacon.
My last name.
Can I take a photograph? Yeah. Because I want to follow you. Okay, 1 second. I'm not good with my phone.
It's all good.
Nice. So where do you share your videos and things?
Mostly YouTube. I'd use StreamYard to do all my streaming.
StreamYard.
Yeah. I use StreamYard.com to do all the streaming because it's a streaming software that I can just use that instead. And then it goes directly live to YouTube. We're actually live right now we got 1 viewer now apparently. Everyone dipped after that. So I'm just catching up some extra stuff. Then I go in and I do all the editing and stuff like that. So
Nice. I'm a public school teacher.
I ran for school board.
You did?
Yeah.
Which district?
Monterey County.
Oh, do you know Kelly Ski?
Yes, I've heard the name.
She's my buddy.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
cool. I ran for the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District area. So
Terrible situation.
I didn't win, but you know, there's always next time.
So let me ask you this. So I ran for county school board, so I've had that experience. Did you have enough support, financial, people help?
I still have money left over.
Did
For
you have
next time.
enough? Okay. Did you have enough money to get a lot of your publicity and messaging out?
No, it was slacking on that part, but it was mostly due to, it wasn't me specifically, it was just I didn't have a group. So I needed to get a group together next time. So
Exactly.
I learned my lesson and now I'm just going forward from it. I learned from my mistakes and do better.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
I
I host everything because I used to be a DJ, so I used to be an MC for a while. So I kind of just know how to do the whole organizing thing. It's just so much to go together. I just can't do it I can't do it by myself. And I lost all my contacts, so it just kind of made it worse. So
too many pieces.
yep, way too many pieces to a puzzle that you just need help with.
You know, I was hearing that in order to get your campaign ready for the early primary and all that, and I know school board doesn't have the primary aspect.
No,
but
not really.
The woman that did win for the school board started her campaign 13 months before the filing deadline. 13.
That sticks in my mind.
Because I'm district, so I run for the district, so it might be a little bit different. The time
Smaller.
zones might be, yeah,
Smaller.
it's smaller, so I think I have a shorter window to start.
But you have to be ready
Yeah.
at full speed.
Yep.
That's what I learned.
Yep.
My
I learned that too.
My website was up 3 weeks before November 8th.
Oh, jeez. Mine was actually up a month and a half before that, but I just, no, there wasn't enough traction. I didn't like do enough promotions. I didn't do enough videos. And now I just was like, you know what? Now I need to be in front of the camera instead of behind it. When I'm doing that, I have to put the camera down and pick up the microphone.
So what issues for the school board were you targeting?
Mostly the curriculum that was being taught, the fact that our Constitution isn't being taught in the schools as much as they used to be. It needs more more added to that. Even if it's just little snippets, it needs to be going. So, because my whole thing was, I still have my cards. I can give you one of my cards.
Yeah, do.
It's on the here. Sorry, it's just all within my. It's all within my stuff. Can you hold my body camera? Thank you. It's for if Antifa try to bite me or hit me or whatever.
I have one
for.
too.
Yeah. But it's for my safety.
Totally. I have lots of Antifa on my phone.
Time for a restoration of your child's learning. It's my catchphrase. I'm changing it again for next year because I have a different idea. A different, not next year, but next time I have a little bit of a difference. I was thinking of changing it instead of saying that, just to saying, I'm still working on it, so I'm still kind of paraphrasing it right now. It's mostly about the Constitution and making sure our, mostly, I think I'm going to try and make it say, teach how to think, not what to think. That's what I was thinking. Something similar, something like that. Something basic, something simple people can remember.
So I'm going to give you a fabulous board policy that's in all our districts.
Okay. Can I record it?
Yes.
Let's do a quick interview. You just roll with it. I don't really. I just let the camera and the person do all the speaking.
Tell me if my hair looks good.
Looks good to me. Looks good on camera, right, guys? Give it a thumbs up. And I got a thumbs up. All right, we're good.
I am Lisa Disbro, and I'm from Country. I'm a Richmond native. I worked for multiple school districts in Country County since 1978. I'm a bilingual Spanish teacher, and I want to tell you that right now, and actually for decades, academics has not been the goal of our public school systems. The goal has been slow cultural transformation. The entire school education establishment is in agreement that victimhood is more important than knowledge. It is time for all parents to unite against the people that give you smiles but don't tell you that they can be aware that your child wants to change their gender and not inform you of this fact. Even going to the extent that they will take down bulletins and projects if they know parents are coming because the student has been using their other name. It is time for you to look into your policy 6144 that discusses controversial issues. Today, your schools are your students, your parents, your administration all agrees that there are unlimited genders. This is false. They are not bringing in any other experts, voices, people with analysis and a medical perspective or historical perspective to give the other views that support male and female only sexuality. We don't have movies coming in from people that believe in male, female only. We no speakers, no books. You can go to your high school library and I doubt if you'll see any women, famous women who are not progressive, Democrat, elitists. Our schools have been transformed and we didn't even know it. It's time for us to look at policy and mandate that teachers, principals, administrators adhere to representing multiple sides of issues and not leading with their bias. At my children's high school, Campo Lindo in Moraga, they have a banner that says, "Stand united against hate." I want to know who on the campus is the hater. No one.
Yeah, I don't think anyone hates anybody, to be honest. We just have yeah, it's just noise in the background
They
roast
want to
people.
portray us as haters.
Mm-hmm.
So they want you to feel bad that you can't speak out, that your opinion is minority opinion because you believe in male and female. That's not true. You are the majority. You should not have any negative consequences come to you for expressing your free speech. If you're a person of faith, Muslim, Catholic, Jewish, Christian, or no faith, if you believe as gays against groomers, teachers against groomers, that you have a right to have your child be raised in a school where everyone is respected and that there are no allies. We just want students learning, growing, respectful, joyful students, no allies, no haters. Lisa Disbro.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. I don't have very many subscribers on YouTube, but I have a lot of TikTok followers, over a couple thousand. I think I've reached 2,000, I think, finally. So I'll just make a little snippet and post that on there for you. And I get up to 10 minutes, so. Yeah.
And like Kelly Ski, do you know her? She worked with the Salinas group when
Kelly Ski.
The Spreckles situation came out.
I was going to say that's the Spreckles
Spreckles,
situation, right?
You should get in touch with Kelly.
Okay.
Do you know about her? She has a podcast.
No, I did not know.
Oh, I'll send you Kelly's info.
Yeah, I usually have there should be an email on that link that I have. Just make sure you email anything and everything to that email. I read it. I get it personally directly to my phone. So,
well,
to my phone. Yeah,
to stick together.
Of course. Nice to meet you too. God bless. Thank you. All right, guys. We're going to get a good wide shot real quick. So I'm just going to walk this way for a moment. Let's see here. Let's get a good wide angle. What do you guys think, huh? Get out of the music. Good wide shot. Might take that as a photo and use that as the thumbnail. And you know what's funny? I wanted to see if I could try and get it earlier, but the clouds while the speakers were speaking, I swear it had to be a blessing, guys. I'm just gonna say this because clouds were forming like really crazy over here. Like there was a huge cloud right here, but all of a sudden it just started splitting. It split into like a V, and you had it going left and right over the Capitol. It was crazy. Like it was literally splitting between each side. It was so cool. Like I thought it was gonna rain on us, but the rain just decided to go, no, let's just gonna split and then just go over it, and there was nothing but sun. It was so cool. I wish I caught it on my I think I caught it on my body cam, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check that. But I don't really have any special microphones and stuff like that for people, so.
Hey, I've seen his channel. You guys doing an interview? That's what I need to get right there. Eventually. All the bike shops. I think her name was Mo. I think that's about it, guys. So, and I kind of paid for another hour. I didn't know it was gonna stay till. I thought it was gonna go longer than 2:30. I wasn't sure how long. Maybe I can get some money back. I don't know. Mo? Hi, I'm David. I'm host of the Bacon Project. How are you doing? I'm glad that I was very proud of you guys for coming up there and speaking. So I was just wondering if you wanted to have a quick interview or whatever, or if you want to. If you don't have to, just one basic question. What brought you out here today besides the speaking? What motivated you specifically?
Last one was not near me, and I was like, this one's here. I can't let this opportunity just go by when it was still close. I was down in Stockton, and it was only an hour away, and it was too reasonable to come to not do so.
Sounds about reasonable. I live about 3 hours away, so it took me a while to get here. But no, I'm glad that you got here safely as well, because we had some pretty bad weather and the roads were pretty bad. Luckily, it wasn't as bad in Stockton.
The last, why I came because there was going to be breaking the weather. I thought I wasn't going to go, but then I heard there was going to be breaking the weather, and then it's like, okay, well, I gotta go then.
Well, I'm glad that you showed up, and I'm glad that we have more people speaking out and all that stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this down for a second because I want to let you know I also too am an ex-gen detransitioner as well. Was transitioned for 7.5 years. Recently, 6 years ago, is when I decided to change back to who I was. I've also had 9 open heart surgeries, so it wasn't from the thing I was born with a congenital heart defect. So it just kind of built up over time, and it almost killed me. The drugs almost killed me, and they weren't even monitoring. So
I've heard several variations of, some sort of pre-existing condition that got so much worse. I've heard several versions of that by now.
Yeah, I have to. It's I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm glad I'm not the only one that had that problem. So, well, thank you for coming out, and I was really glad to see you. And you can find me here. Let me give you one of my business cards so you can find the interview when it get posted. Oops, sorry, just all this stuff. I also ran for school board in my district, so that's me. On the back side is the, take the phone and do the whole scan it and all that fun stuff. You'll find it on there. It should be the first podcast on there. So
I just wanted to say, it was great. Yeah, you were great too. Yeah, thank you.
Both of you were great.
Oh, thank you.
It had to be a little nerve-wracking. Trust me, I feel it. I never was good at public speaking either.
It's hard.
Oh yeah, takes a lot of people have it. A lot of people don't. But you guys both did. Both of you
I
ladies
decided
did.
last minute after the other girls who decided last minute. I was like, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, that's all it takes, right? Well, thank you guys for being so strong and coming forth and sharing your stories with everybody. Oh yeah, no problem. That's kind of what I like. I like to do this kind of stuff to help support the people. It's mostly to help support. So I don't make any money from it. I don't even have an actual job, to be honest. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
I'm just a student and do this.
Same here. Well, thank you both for coming out, and I think I'm gonna try and pick up a couple of other people to try and interview. I'm not sure
where are a couple other. I already talked to Abel. Me and him have a personal interview. I did a personal interview with him a while ago. I just haven't posted it on my channel yet. I just got busy with my own health problems. So, but no, the ticker's ticking now. Thank goodness. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you both for coming out. Sorry, I keep saying guys. That's just general. It's general for my freaking brain. YouTube was gonna hate me for it. So, yeah. I've lived here in this area for I lived in California for 22 years, so I wasn't actually born here. And my whole story started back in Georgia. Yeah, I was in 5th grade. Public school. Not fun. It was seeded in 5th grade. Let's just put it that way. It was seeded in 5th grade. And I didn't transition until I was an adult. And socially wasn't until in my 20s. Now I'm in my 30s, and I don't kind of regret it, but I look at it as a life lesson to help others not to do that. You know? So. Yeah, definitely.
And I was like, 3 weeks? Like, not 3 years? 3 years? Never once tried it. Only 2 weeks. And I'm losing. He just comes speak to me and try to wants to go by Alice. To us. And I'm like, I just sit down. About gender. I don't want to talk about anything. I just want to speak to you. I want to ask you. It's just.
Hey, my guy. I love the glasses, dude.
Thank you.
They're so cool.
Yeah, cool. San Diego company.
Yeah?
Knock around.
I wish they could get mine in prescription because I can't see without mine.
I don't know. Check them out. Yeah.
I'll have to.
Local San Diego company.
Local
San
San Diego? Oh, okay.
San Diego, yeah. We're here for the GOP to get their heads out of their asses. Yeah. Because they're not doing anything.
No, they're not. No.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset with both parties right now because they're just bickering at each other, not solving any problems.
You got the Democratic base that is leaving their party, or the party leaving them.
Yeah.
And then you got the grassroots conservatives on the other side that hate the establishment Republicans, like the Mitch McConnell. And nobody, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. They're just swamp rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they want is this.
Money.
That's all they really
Power.
want. Money and power.
Money and power.
And then when those two come in colliding together, they get the control.
Yeah.
So we got
what a lot of people say is it's not two parties, it's the uniparty or
or
two wings of the same bird or something like that.
No, I wouldn't say they're two wings of the same bird. I usually like to say two sides of the same coin because they both want money and they both want power, and with both of those comes control. And if they were two sides of the same bird, they'd be flying higher than the rest of us to be leaders. And because that's what the representation of our eagle is.
Two sides of the same coin?
So two sides of the same coin is what I like to call them.
Okay.
That's just my preference.
Because it is one coin, one party. It's the same coin.
Yeah.
It's the same party, but it's two different.
It's government.
It's government, yeah.
Government is designed to be, from what I've understand from philosophy in itself and studying history, because I went to Hillsdale College.
Oh, nice.
So I take a lot of online courses too, as well, to keep my brain going.
Yeah, Hillsdale is an excellent resource.
Oh, definitely good resources. I've come to find out that government is the definition of a predator, designed to be a predator towards its enemies, but once they lose the enemy and they start sleeping with the enemy, then they start attacking their own people because they lose their prey, and they turn their prey or predatorness onto the people that they control. Just look at China; they're a perfect example of it.
It's all about control.
It's all about control. At the end of the day, it's all about control.
Yeah, and the government doesn't want the people to be independent.
Nope.
Because if you're independent, if you're healthy, if you're independent, if you're of sound mind, if you're all this and that, then you can't be controlled.
Yep.
That's why they want us to eat the Twinkies and the Ding Dongs and the McDonald's.
Yep.
They don't want us going to the gym.
And drinking the Starbucks, unfortunately, but I needed coffee and it was right there. So I was like, I hate doing it, but I'm gonna buy it. I needed some caffeine. I drove 4 hours here, okay? I needed the caffeine.
Today you drove in, you just got into it this morning?
This morning, well, yeah, about this afternoon-ish. I left early this morning. I went through a couple of flood zones.
Okay.
I had to, my car almost became a boat, So, hey, I don't want to,
like I didn't want to go up and speak, but I too am an DeTrans.
Are you?
Yeah, I say X-transgender.
Ex-transition.
That's why I like
So
to say
you're
X-trans.
you're
I'm
fully
completely gone
completely
from it.
recovered.
Completely flipped my whole 180. I didn't say 180. I'd say I did a 90-degree turn on it.
90?
Yeah, I
You didn't
jumped
go
the
all
whole
the way
90.
180?
No, I did the medications. I had the breast developments and stuff like that. But then I was like, I got a third opinion from a therapist, and she said, let's talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's the problem here. Let's focus on the problem, and then we can discuss if you are who you say you are.
Okay.
So I was glad that a third opinion pulled me away.
That's awesome.
That and God.
Hey,
So
happy to hear that.
yeah, that and God. So
What are we without God? It's God, man, government.
Yep. That's exactly how it is.
Yep. And if we lose God, then well, we turn our back on God.
All we have. And that's why I think California's falling so fast. It's been California for 20 years. I didn't really know how bad California was until I left high school. But then I realized how bad it was in high school and went, oh crap, no wonder I don't know much of anything. I need to go learn some things.
Yeah. And California's GOP, they've been pretty stagnant for a decade.
Yelling at some of them, I was like, are you going to fix the problem or are you just going to continue to bitch at the
Well,
problem?
there's a lot of us. I ran for office last election cycle, so I'm going to vote on who the officers are going to be, who the next chairperson
Oh,
is going
okay.
to be. So.
I ran for school board in last election for my county. So
Nice.
that was my little stepping stone to get into the politics. It was completely unbiased and all that
There
stuff.
you go.
So.
Yeah, everybody.
But hey, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to vote for not the incumbents.
Yes. Yeah. We try to avoid those.
Yeah.
I try to avoid them.
Especially since they're failing.
Yeah, they have been failing.
Yeah. All right, Jennifer, you ready? All right, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. David, by the way.
Corbin.
Nice to meet you, Corbin. Hey, I hope everything turns out. I kind of overheard a little bit. I'm a detransitioner, so I kind of know the feeling. I understand. Yeah, it's going to take some time. Time is the only thing that we have, technically.
If you want to do her steps on it, doing exactly what you went through. He's 20 years old, 21 years old. Do you want to get a quick, can we get 30 seconds of you so we can get a message to him?
Quick 30 seconds of the idea of what you could do.
Well, can I film you?
Yeah.
So his name is Michael, so if you want to say, hey, Michael, my name is blah, blah, blah. My name is David.
Yeah,
so go.
Hey, Michael, my name is David. I'm an ex-transgender. I used to be a transgender, male to female. I transitioned back 6 years ago, and I found God. So the only thing that you truly can do is just stay positive, stay informed, and do your due diligence and research. Trust me, that's going to be your number one thing that you want to hold. God, research, and family. Keep those all together.
So, real quick, let me ask you, David, are you happy that you didn't go all the way? And
I am super happy I didn't go all the way.
You would have probably regretted it if you had your genitals.
Oh, if these things were gone, I would have been sterilized, and I wouldn't be able to have kids or anything.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have kids and a family and a house and support of everybody. So stay strong in it all, but don't do the surgeries. Seriously, don't do it. It's not good for your health.
Good. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, everything will be okay. Okay, God's got it.
Thank you.
God's got him.
I know. I keep praying over him and just
God pulled me.
Oh, I know. I know.
So
yeah. No, I know. I will not stop asking him to come to church with me. I won't.
You got this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, guys. I think that's about everything. Chloe, she's doing an interview right now. Ah, that's a good one. But yeah, no, Chloe's doing a personal interview at the moment. Maybe I'll get her later. But I think, yeah, she's been over there for a while. Just hanging out for a moment. I still have like another hour on my parking spot. So, yeah, I don't really want to leave too soon and waste my money. Might as well try and get everything I possibly can. As long as this battery stays alive. How much longer? Oh, I got good. Cool, I got just enough battery to keep going, guys. We're at what, 2 hours now on the live? 2 hours on the live. Look at that. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Can I zoom in on this thing? No, I can't zoom on my camera with this.
Darn. Shucks. Boop. Just trying to do this so I don't smack nobody. Someone texting me? My car, I have to leave by 4:14. I have 14 minutes after 4 o'clock, and my car is literally just down that direction, so it's not too far away. Hi. I'm very glad to see you guys. My name's David Bacon, and I'm a journalist, podcaster, and an ex-transgender as well. I went through it. I went flipped back about six years ago. So I kind of saw the whole craziness and how it almost killed me. The drugs literally almost killed me. I had 2 weeks to live, said the doctors. So I totally get the whole medical problems and everything. It's not great. I wouldn't look it because I'm kind of just, changing back, but I've been there. My story's in the Eastlock Times. So is estrogen. Estrogen causes a lot of blood clots, and now I have really bad legs. Like I have poor leg circulation. Mm. Yeah, I had to go see my own, and the doctor said that I've had 9 open heart surgeries. So I was born with a congenital heart defect, but the ninth one was the worst. And then they put me on, yeah, the same day that I went to my therapist. You tell me, how that's called healthcare. Yeah, no, it's not so much healthcare. Did you wanted to? I was wondering if you would speak a few words on my channel for it, and start with your name and what brought you out here and why you fight back, and protecting. So 3, 2, 1, go ahead. System of healthcare, and I'm kind of on the other end of the market. We deserve a seat at that table that we're not. I exist because I think kids deserve to grow old. They deserve to be protected, and I want to be the adult that I desperately need. Thank you so much, and kids are gonna love you for it, and I appreciate your help as well. So that was really good. It was really, really good. It just rolled off the tongue. It was perfect. Abel, nice seeing you again, man. I'll check you out later on. Hopefully it'll be up by the end of this month. So there's a lot of content has been coming out lately. So podcasters, we got to put things in certain areas. Some things are a little bit more sensitive. But no, yours is up next. I promise you, yours is up next.
You know what? Yeah, you caught me when I was taking my break, so I kind of forgot about a lot of those. How are you?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to go too, but I still have another hour on my parking thing. So yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. Everyone's got all these fancy microphones and all that stuff, and I have this.
I don't mind doing anything if you want.
Did you want to?
Yeah,
I was a little hesitant because you were in an estate. I didn't want you to be uncomfortable.
I don't mind. If that's okay with you.
You can do. I'm here to help you guys. That's what this is for.
Yeah, I just
You want to do it in the grass?
Sure.
Please keep us away from the noise-ish area, and we have a little bit of sunlight.
He'll be good with him.
Okay. I know Abel. Abel's a really good guy. I love him. So the sun is facing that way. So my camera doesn't like sun. So how about right here's perfect.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, so actually, do you want to turn? Yeah, no, that's fine. I will just do this. And then I'm gonna get a little bit close because my microphone's been died on me earlier. So plus the camera's in a wide zoom. So And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Prisha Mosley. I'm here to represent detransitioners and also trans people who are being lied to, sterilized, and mutilated, especially children and the mentally ill. I'm happy to be here and I'm happy for all the people who showed up. But I wish I didn't have to be. Thank you to everyone watching and have a great day.
Perfect. Thank you so much. No, that was good. That was good. That was good. Even the shortest little bits are going to be the most helpful thing.
Okay.
So
Cool.
try, doesn't make my job easier because then I have to go and cut it all. But
Yeah.
because I'm it's just going. I'm just streaming, and then that's why I do the countdowns. It lets me know when to cut. So
Oh, facts.
it's just easier. I've been editing for 16 years.
It
So
sounds like it.
yeah, I just don't have the good equipment.
Yeah.
But
that
I
would be
will
hard to
eventually.
bring in.
Yeah, I was also kind of hesitant to bring the other good stuff because of Antifa.
Yeah.
I was
don't
told
blame
that they were, and they got a little rowdy way over there. So, yeah, and I was listening to it and I was like, man, are y'all going to send another officer over there or something? Because y'all got like 20 of them, but there's like a huge, they're like pretty big. Glad that they weren't like completely distracted. I'm glad they moved them though. Yeah. So, this is my second time being at the Capitol building.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Second time in my entire life. I've been everywhere but here. It was nice to meet you too.
What's your name again?
David.
Prisha.
Nice to meet you, Prisha. I really am. Very appreciative. I'm glad you guys are out here fighting for all the kids and stuff.
Yeah,
And
it's important.
tell all these people's stories and help them realize it's not good. It's not healthy. I almost died myself.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I believe it though.
9 open heart surgeries, born with a congenital heart defect, and they still put me on the medication, or shall I say the drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just as bad. Yeah. No. Seriously? Did you want to say a few words, or are you nervous? You're not prepared. Then I will make sure that you don't have a public appearance if you don't want to do it online. That's perfectly fine. That would be an honor to have you on the first time ever, but if you're uncomfortable. That definitely, I was actually going to speak today too, but I told Friday I was not going to speak because I didn't have my speech ready. So I do have 2 other speaking arrangements set up, one in April and one in July. Not here. I at churches to help the church wake up because I've been noticing the churches are they're starting to get into the LGBTQ stuff. So that's where I want to put my targeting is first, and really throw some Bible verses at them and be like, this is what it says, and this is what you're not supposed, and this is what you're supposed to be following, and you're not doing it. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites. Yep. God loves everybody. Literally. I love trans people. I love everybody too. But it doesn't mean to not fall back on your faith. Jesus would have a problem with that. That's what I tell them. It's like, Jesus would have a problem with you. He says to love everybody and treat everyone with respect, but he also tells you to say the truth.
Yeah. He's not loving to affirm a delusion.
Is exactly. I had to go through 3 different there. One was a psychiatrist. The second one was a therapist who told me to go back to my psychiatrist. And then I said, screw the government telling me who to go see. I'm going to go pay out of my own pocket and get a third opinion.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And she said, let's talk about your feelings. Let's go over some trauma. Let's figure out what the hell's going on. That's therapy. And I'll be honest, those therapy sessions, I did not like leaving. I've left more pissed off than I did going in. But I realized that week later, during that weeks, I went, oh, that's what she meant. Yeah. It finally, things are starting to click. Yeah. So, yeah, pulled me out. Well, y'all take care. Thank you guys for being out here. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for appreciating it.
Oh, no problem. Do you want to follow me? This is my little badge I carry with me. The Bacon Project. Yep. My last name. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not related to Kevin Bacon. No.
But are there any degrees of separation? Does everyone ask that as a follow-up?
Everyone asks that, but the only thing I tell them is, if you go back far enough, you'll know that I'm related to Sir Francis Bacon. So yes.
Up there, so
Oh.
we're seeing everybody together.
Yeah. No problem.
Sorry about
No, you're good.
I follow you.
Okay, got it. Oh, pardon me, sir. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm just gonna go ahead. And it's dwindling down. I just like doing the whole dwindle down, so you guys will see this posted later. Hi, Miss Friday. How are you? You want to, wave to the people. I'm still alive. Nice to. No, I don't think so. I haven't even seen it. Can you try and send it to me? You have my number, right? Okay. I was like, well, yeah, you do. Yeah. See, I want something like he's got. Thank you guys for being out here. Appreciate it. Boom. I totally get that. That's cool. Mine is a monkey with headphones. Yeah, and a radio microphone because I used to be a DJ back in the day, and I liked to monkey around when I was a kid, so I kind of just played everything together. I was trying to find a bacon strip to design it and put the bacon with the headphones, but it didn't look right, and I was like, that looks like a phallus, so let's not do that. Yeah, I was like, not very good. I'll make sure I put this on my travel bag because I have a travel backpack. It's in my car. I just Yep, no, I don't have very many. I do sell stickers on thebaconproject.com, and hoodies and sweatshirts and this hat, but I got to redesign the hat because you can't really tell what says on there. Yeah, no, you can't. You can see the logo though. Yeah, it's got orange on it because I have an orange hoodie, and I was wearing my orange hoodie and the orange lace got on it. So yeah, I got to redo the whole thing. I'll eventually get it better, but it's supposed to be embroidered, but the monkeys came out purple because I had to change the alteration because it wasn't showing up right with its normal brown color. Yeah. So I was like, I like the colors, it looks cool, but unfortunately I gotta change the black. Yep, no, head out. Have a good one. Nice seeing you. Oh, it's facing the other way. Wanna wave again? Bye. There's a trash can. Pardon me. Excuse me. Say bye to Chloe and I'm headed out. Hey, Chloe. Bye. I love seeing you. You did a good job. You did a good job. Take care, okay? Yeah, no problem. Thank you for helping me get here. I gotta go safe travels to my own way, so I'll see you guys later. Peace.